this is Don from Corn Picker Country, and I just wanted to do a short video on whitetail shed antler hunting. I've been doing this for maybe 15 years, right around that time frame, and it's something that I've learned to enjoy. I absolutely love bow hunting, but I almost think I like shed antler hunting better. And to be able to find shed antlers in Michigan sometimes can be a challenge. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that. First off, as the deer come through the Michigan winter and the snow's deep, you know, they're going to be looking for food or a food source. Probably my number one tip is hunt the antlers where you hunt the food. If you can find where the deer are eating, probably like February, March in that time frame, that's where you want to look. That's where you want to go out and try to find those shed antlers. The other area that's also really good is their bedding area. So as those deer are bedded up in the daytime or whenever they're sleeping in the woods, they have the chance of dropping a shed antler. Those whitetail bucks have that chance of leaving their headgear behind right when they're sleeping. So bedding area, a food source, and the third area that you want to look is a travel corridor, especially if you find one that's going across the farm field ditch. If you find one across a farm field ditch or even something like a highway, if you can find that travel corridor there and you walk along there, you can still pick them out. And what happens a lot of times is when that whitetail buck is getting ready to cross that ditch, if he's bounding, if he's jumping, he's gonna shake his headgear loose, right? That little extra jar action as they shed the last year's antlers is gonna help pop that thing right off. So that's another good tip. And probably one of the coolest tips I learned from a family member and a good friend is if you have a shed antler, take it with you. Take it with you when you're out there hunting. And you'll be able to do something like this. Just simply close your eyes, flip it behind you, and then what you want to do is you want to go look for it, right? So you want to get your eyes trained for that shed antler. You want to get your eyesight focused on, okay, I'm not looking for the whole shed antler. I might be looking for only a part of the shed antler, or just the tip, or just the burr end, or you know, maybe the G2 or what have you. That way, as you're cruising along, you know, if it's covered up by grass or woods in the timber or anything or brush, you're going to pick that thing out. Sometimes it's not about spotting the whole antler so much as just a piece of the antler, or you know, a tip of that tine. Or it's going to come alive once you kind of train your eyes. So probably the last biggest tip I can say is you've got to go slow. If you're over a bigger, you know, chunk of ground where you're just kind of looking all over, and the best thing to do is make a grid pattern. What you want to do is, you know, every 15 feet, make a grid pattern. Pretend you're walking in a straight line. Nice slow walk. Get your eyes tuned in. And then jump over another 15 feet on that invisible line and just kind of walk that grid pattern back and forth, back and forth. Anyways, it's March in Michigan, and we're going to see what we can do today. The rain finally quit. It's an overcast day, and we're going to go out there and see if we can have a little fun and maybe find a shed antler or two. Okay, so I just want to show you guys this a little bit here. This is just a good old farm field ditch, right? Ditch here to get rid of the water and get it off the farm fields. You're looking for trails through this ditch, and you'll be looking for shed antlers too, right? While that deer's traveling down these runways. This is a very severe runway here, so the ones at home there, wherever you're at, might look a lot different, but be looking, pay attention to those ditch banks. Anywhere that you know, that deer travels or crosses, because it's usually a condensed point of travel for that buck. Oh, I've been out here about a half hour and haven't found anything yet, but just wanted to kind of say a few more things and kind of relate that you can be out here for hours looking for shed antlers and you might not find any. They can be very difficult to find. Got some geese in the background honking. The shed antlers, you know, you only have so many bucks in a square mile, and those bucks are going to do the same thing as does in the wintertime and feed. And you cannot predict exactly where they're going to fall. So you can only do your best to go to the food source, the bedding area, the travel corridor. Everything else is just kind of a guess, right? But what I find is when you're out here in the springtime and you're able to roam around, and that's like, you know, the bear coming out of the cave after a hibernation all winter long, right? He's a little bit ready to get outside. So for all the outdoor enthusiasts like me, it might not even be about finding a shed antler. It might be more about just getting outside and enjoying everything. So I'm just saying that I've come home a lot of times and never found one. I think my average for each season and the acres and the hours that I cover, probably about 2 if you averaged it out. Now if you get into some really good spots, I've had some seasons where I bring home 6 or 7 a season. And that might be like 4 or 5 trips. So, you know, it's about just enjoying everything. And if you find an antler, it's a bonus. So, I love it. I've been doing this for a long time. My dad started doing this probably about 15 years ago. We both got interested in it. Both my dad and I are bow hunters. I learned bow hunting when I was 14 in Michigan. My dad and my uncle taught me, and it was probably the best bow hunting childhood you could ever imagine. Learning archery and archery equipment, getting out there for your first season, going out October 1st evening and taking a 7-point buck. So you can't make this up, it's only God. But we love the outdoors and we love wildlife and we really love whitetails. So for us to pick up shed antler hunting is kind of natural, kind of like the next thing. But that's been great. It's something too that you can do not only yourself, but if you want to get a group of friends or family together, 4 or 5 people, you actually can cover a woodlot a lot better. You can kind of fan out 15, 20 feet apart and grid search even a bedding area inside of woods or whatever. Really doesn't matter. You're with your family and your friends, right? So everybody's having a good time. What? Nothing yet, but it is a beautiful evening tonight. Okay, probably about an hour and a half in, and I just swung my head over and saw something. I am so tickled because I thought I wasn't going to have anything for the video. Take a look at that. Yeah, that's it. That is a Michigan whitetail shed, and I'm sure it's a baby shed compared to different areas of the state or different states, but you know what? We just found one, so good deal. So yeah, here it is. It's pretty dirty. Looks like the base is broke off pretty hard there, so I don't know if it's I don't quite know what happened. There's a lot of base there and that doesn't normally happen, so this could be maybe off of another deer skull or something in that nature, but I don't see any other deer skulls or anything around here. So, but there it is. Keeping your eyes peeled, looking for the white tip, something that sticks up, even if they're laying on this side, the white of the main beam, anything like that. But you can find them. So, one down. Well, let's see if we can go get some more. So this is a different property that I have found shed antlers on before, and it's a special property. I've been hunting here for a long time. My parents used to bring me over here when I was a kid. It's beautiful. It reminds me of northern Michigan, but it's not. So we're gonna come up here to this other little trail and take a look. I think it was probably about 5 years ago I was walking this little trail and I found like 2 or 3 right in a row. I think the deer had been traveling off of that ridge down across the field to get to food to that other side. So that kind of plays into that whole bedding to food situation I was talking about before. So we'll just go up here and do a little cruise and see what we can find. Water's up. All that spring rain. Look at that. Woo! We'll get a kayak or canoe and just ride the river all the way down. There's a lot of water. We'll come over here, see what we can find. Checking this out here. This is an old apple orchard that's been around for a lot of years. The deer come in here and they feed on the apples, so you never know. If they cross through here in February or something might drop off, right? You never know. So we're just checking this kind of as a last effort, but have not found anything yet, so might be a strikeout, but we're trying. And it's fun. It's cool when you're out here, you kind of pick up on things, right? Like a deer scrape, a deer rub, something else, a travel corridor you didn't see before, where the deer are crossing, and my wheels are always turning, like how do I set up on that deer? But it's good. It's good to be out here. It's a beautiful day to do this. It was kind of rainy this morning. It tapered off to sun and nice temperature. But yeah, we'll try. Keep trying. Beautiful morning out here. Had one more spot I thought I'd just come out quick and just do a little bit of checking here as that old sun is high in the sky. This used to be a soybean field, and then there's some pine trees here that the deer might bed under, so we're just gonna kind of cruise through that and check it out. So I'm kind of pumped. I thought this spot I'm checking, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna see if anything's out here. I don't normally check this spot, and sure enough, I think I found one. We're gonna come over here and check it out. Okay, so this is right on the edge here. And I just looked up and I'm like, ooh, I think I see something. And there it is. So this white tip is what really kind of gave it away, right? That white tip, if you can see, if you're cruising around and that catches your eye, you're gonna kind of hone in on that, and that's what did it. So we'll take a look at it now. Looks like half a 6-point. That's a nice shed. That's a really nice shed. There's the burr, nice healthy burr on it. So this year that buck should be a 2-year-old buck in Michigan here. Yeah, that's a great find. We'll keep looking. It's just looking at this and you can see, right, the deer were bedding in the pines, and then the bean field in front of it, they're just coming out there to eat, right? As spring kind of cracks open and the weather starts shifting from all the snow, they just kind of come out and eat those soybeans. So probably what happened was that buck was most likely maybe bedded down in that little dry spot next to the pines. He had cover over him and he just coming out here to eat every day. So it's just kind of cool when you connect the dots and you kind of see how it all clicks together. The other thing I want to show you was with the shed. See how white that is? Really white. And if you look on this side, it's kind of darker. Well, that shed was sitting on its back like that, or at least on the G1 here. The sun actually bleaches the antlers as time goes on. And you'll see that if you find like a dead buckhead or something, it'll be completely white as time goes on. It'll turn just whiter than white. So as you look through the woods and stuff, if it's a fresh shed, you might find it a darker color like that, but as time goes on, it's going to be really white like that. And it's in your favor too. I mean, if you see something like that in the woods, you can see it from a distance, just depending on the terrain. So just another tip to kind of help you. Hey, so we just want to thank you for coming along with us this deer antler hunting season here in Michigan. It's been a lot of fun. We didn't find nearly as many sheds as we wanted to, but I've got some here that I found in the past just to kind of show you what we can find. This is a real nice set that I found quite a few years back. It's a match set. My cousin and I actually found it, so it's pretty cool. But hopefully through these videos, you guys found some good, useful information and some tips that'll help you out in the field next time. So if you like this video, click like and subscribe for more deer hunting and farm action. This is Don from Corn Picker Country. See you next time.